Why are there some issues and pull requests that have not been looked at for some time?
Well, we look at every issue and pull request. Rarely ever they can be merged as they are, so there's always quite some work involved. And while it's probably often easy to make something fit your specific needs, it's hard to make them fit for every situation out there. The example you mentioned in your forum post, that's a perfect example because that works. It renders a new configuration, but results in dynamic names we cannot directly resolve in the director. And this involves some work in the resolving logic and generating them. If you go to a host, you want to see the single services, you want to override their values and so on. So this issue or these concrete ones haven't been merged because there is quite some work involved to make them nice. Usually before an upcoming release, we always walk through every pull request and issue and pick the fitting ones. But I agree, apart from this, we should do a better job to provide related feedback in time. Even if that would sometimes mean saying, sorry, not now.
Are there plans to increase the number of people working on the director?
Yes, we started adding more developers to the team, and the first ones are already working on director issues from time to time. So this is great news.
Why is there such a discrepancy between the high availability functionality in Icinga 2 versus Icinga Web 2 and its modules? And will this be improved in the future?
Well, Icinga Web can be scaled like every other web application. You need to take care for your sessions. Like for example, I configure them always to use Redis, and then you can have multiple web servers, your load balancer, you can fail over your IPs, whatever. This just works. For the related daemons, like the director daemon, there you can just start them onto nodes. It will just work. There is already HA logic implemented, so director will talk through the database with its other node and knows that someone else is running or waiting. If the other node terminates cleanly, it will take over immediately. If the other node dies, then it will wait a little bit longer, but it will take over. So this works fine. Same should go true for the vSphere-DB module. Depending on your setup, you might face some issues there in the database, so better wait for the next release because this is already fixed. And well, as this question popped up, I guess we should probably do a better job and explain how HA works for those modules also in our documentation.
Will it be possible to tunnel module traffic with the Icinga traffic? Is something planned for managing, for example, X509 in a distributed setup?
Yes, there are concrete plans to do so. The first steps already took place. We implemented the remote procedure control protocol we have in the Icinga 2 core, also for our web modules. So, for example, the vSphere-DB module and the director already using it to talk between the local processes or the main daemon and the sub-processes. Next step will be to have such processes running on a different node. We are experimenting with this, for example, in the vSphere-DB module right now. And this currently takes place on a separated, dedicated port, but we are using the same SSL certificates. And sooner or later, we might want to leverage existing Icinga satellite connections as a tunnel for such modules.